Welcome to the trending issues. We are discussing about the demonstrations about fuel. We have seen from previous demonstrations the Gen Z being shot dead. The Rex Masai case is still live in the mind of the citizens. The trial is going on. Quite a number of young people were shot dead during the demonstrations against the finance bill. Live bullets were utilized. Young citizens drawn in the flag of the Republic of Kenya were shot dead. No police officer has been arrested to face the music of this issue. The office of the DCI, IPOA, have failed the country because the Kenyans, the mothers, the parents, the relatives, the friends, all saw their children being shot dead. Today we look at the National Police Service Act. How does the law deal with live bullets during a demonstration? In the National Police Service Act, Schedule number 6, this is where the law deals with live ammunition. What does the law talk about in Schedule 6 of the National Police Service Act? This is in conformity to Section 61(2) of the Act number 11 of 2014 as it's read with Schedule 6. A. Conditions as to the use of force. Force means bullets, live ammunitions, not the batons. It says, a police officer shall always attempt to use non-violent means first, and force may only be employed when non-violent means are ineffective or without any promise of achieving the intended result. So the law says in Schedule 6(1), live bullet is the last resort. The police are mandated to use non-violent means. Non-violent means meaning using water cannons, using tear gas, using batons, using screams, using rubber bullets. That one is the first option. Number 2, the force used, if the force of a live bullet is going to be used, that force used shall be proportional to the objective to be achieved. The seriousness of the offense and the resistance of the person against whom it is used. So for the police to use a live bullet, they must show that the person they have shot was a serious threat. He was committing a very, very serious offense. Not somebody stealing somebody stealing a mask, somebody stealing a purse, somebody mugging somebody. It must be in the commission of a serious offense. 2, the resistance of that person. Has he resisted? For example, does this person have a bullet? Does he have a gun? Does he have a panga? And has he brandished that panga? Or is just walking as a Masai carrying his dressing panga? That one is not a threat for a force to be used. And only to the extent necessary while adhering to the provisions of the law and the standing orders. 3, when the use of force results in injuries, we have now found out that there is a need to use force. Force has been used. Somebody has been shot on the legs. Somebody has been shot on the thighs. Somebody has been shot on the hands. Somebody has been shot on the stomach. What is the law when a policeman shoots a citizen, a civilian? 3. The police officers present shall provide medical assistance immediately, and unless there are no good reasons, failing to do so shall be a criminal offense. Whenever somebody has been shot, the police must provide medical attendance. The police include other policemen who are present. So today, the media will be showing you once a person has been shot, if the police officers who are not there do not help that person, put him in an ambulance, rush him to hospital, give him water, try first aid, that is no offense committed by those police officers who are there. B. They shall notify relatives or close friends of the injured or affected persons. It is upon the police. Immediately one of theirs has shot any victim, the police must identify the victim, call the relatives, inform them what has happened. So if the police do not inform the family of what has happened, whether the injured person has been shot dead or has been shot but has been rushed to hospital, those police officers commit a criminal offense. 5. A police officer who uses any form of force shall immediately report to the officer's superior, explaining the circumstances that necessitated the use of force, and the supervisor shall judge the rightfulness and decide on the next step, subject to these regulations. It is mandatory, once a police officer shoots anybody dead during a Maandamano or shoots and injures somebody, that police officer immediately must call his superior and report that he has discharged some ammunition, they have killed somebody, or they have injured somebody, and the circumstances under which he or she discharged the live ammunition. The officer, the supervisor, will now make judgment. Was it warranted? Was it necessary? And decide on what to pursue, whether it is criminal charges or administrative charges against that police officer. 5. Any use of force that leads to death, serious injury, and other grave consequences shall be reported immediately by the officer in charge or another direct superior of the person who caused the death or injury to the Independent Police Oversight Authority, who shall investigate the case. Immediately somebody has been shot dead in a Maandamano, or somebody has been grievously injured, the bosses, the police have a duty to report to the Independent Police Oversight Authority, IPOA. Remember, we taught you this. Any misuse of police fire to a civilian, that is a crime investigated by IPOA. It moves on to say, number 6, the Inspector General Police shall not be precluded by virtue of paragraph 5 from conducting investigations into the matter. There is nothing wrong for the police to investigate the matter. An issue arose when Albert Ojwang, the blogger and the teacher, died at Central Police Station. The Inspector General Police started investigations. IPOA also did investigations. There was a public outcry that the police had no mandate to investigate the cause of death of Albert Ojwang. Today, Court Helicopter brings you under the National Police Service Act, Schedule number 6, subsection 6. I read, the Inspector General of Police shall not be precluded by virtue of paragraph 5, which talks about IPOA, from conducting investigations into this matter. So the police are not passengers whenever one of their own has been involved in a shootout with the members of the public. 7. A police officer who makes a report to IPOA in accordance to this shall 1. Secure the scene of the act for purposes of investigation. Anytime a shootout has happened, the police must condone that place, because that place is a scene of crime. You have seen the tapes written, scene of crime. That is what we are saying. They have got to keep off members of the public from interfering with the scene of crime. The scene of crime, there are officers called the scene of crime officers. They come to take photos, they come to recollect the scene, and they get a lot of information from the scene of crime. B, he must notify the next of kin, the relative or friend of the death or injury as soon as reasonably practical. 8, it shall be disciplinary offense for a police officer to fail to report in accordance with these regulations. As I've said, if the police officer shoots somebody dead or shoots and somebody is injured and fails to report, it is a criminal offense under disciplinary procedure under police orderly room proceedings. 9, an officer shall not tamper or otherwise damage any evidence from the scene of the act. It is such a serious offense if a police officer who was shot tries to interfere with the scene of the crime. We have seen police officers shooting and removing the body to another place, shooting and cleaning the blood before the scenes of crime officers come there, shooting and taking the gun and putting it at a position saying that the man who was shot had a gun and that is the gun that has fallen there. Any police officer, whether the one who shot or whether the OCS or those ones who were there, if they try to cover up that offense, we have seen this in the proceedings in the Rex matter. Just listen to what the Rex tape in court says. Just listen.
So you wrote Simon Waweru? Yes. Now where did Simon Waweru sign?
Interference is a serious issue. It falls under section 9. 10. A police officer in uniform shall at all times affix a name tag or an identifiable service number in a clearly visible part of the uniform. Any police officer who will be in the riots against the demonstrators must be dressed in uniform and must wear a name tag. You cannot hide your name tag. You can't. Listen to the proceedings in the Rex Masai on the question of a police officer putting a hood or hiding his name tag. This is a case that is going on, but listen to the proceedings. All right. 11. Following the orders of a superior is no excuse for unlawful use of the force. This is very fundamental. Many police officers will tell you, I was ordered by the OSPD to shoot. The commander ordered me to shoot. Remember, This is the order that took the Baby Pendo police officers, the commanders, taking plea in Kisumu. The offense is that command responsibility. Anybody who orders a police officer to do an illegal act, the police will have no defense saying, I was ordered by the OCS to shoot. And the OCS, the commanders, nowadays are going to be arrested and be charged. We have a president in the Baby Pendo matter. That is proceeding in Kisumu. 12. Then we say, what are the conditions as to the use of firearms? Which are the reasons the law allows a policeman to use? A firearm may only be used when less extreme means are inadequate and for the following purposes. 1. Saving or protecting the life of the officer or another person. Only when the police is under danger, his life is in danger, or the life of another person is in danger. B. In self-defense or in defense of another person against imminent threat of life or serious injury. If the police is in self-defense, he's defending himself, or somebody else is in imminent danger. C. Protection of life and property through justifiable use of force. The police can shoot if they are protecting life and property. D. Preventing a person charged with a felony from escaping lawful custody. If a police officer gets a person who has been charged with an offense of felony is an offense that you once convicted, you'll be imprisoned for over 3 years. The police have a right to shoot dead that person escaping. E. Preventing a person who attempts to rescue or rescues a person charged with a felony from escaping lawful custody. If somebody wants to help somebody who has an accused person who is facing the offense of a felony, that person who has gone to release a prisoner from police custody will be shot dead. This explains why if you walk to a police station trying to force open the cells to release people who are arrested there, the police have a right to shoot you dead. And the IG was very clear, and the DIG was very clear. It is within the law. Anybody being cheated, the youth, to storm a police station, to release prisoners, or to release inmates who are locked there, or to storm into a prison, you will be shot dead, and there will be nothing that will be done. Then number 2, an officer intending to use a firearm shall identify themselves and give clear warning of their intention to use firearm, with sufficient time for the warning to be observed, except where doing so would place the officer or other persons at risk of death or serious harm. It would be clearly inappropriate or pointless in these circumstances. The police, before they shoot you, the law under section 2 tells you, B2 tells them that they should shoot up. You have seen police officers shooting up. Those are warning shots. If you are still charging to the police with your panga, the police can shoot your feet. If you are still charging, then that is when the police is allowed to shoot at the heart or at the head. There must be warning shots. Some of you hear warning shots. Instead of running away, you run towards the policeman with your panga. The police will shoot you dead, and they will not be charged because they have given a warning shot. 3. A police officer shall make every effort to avoid the use of firearms, especially against children. The police are not allowed to shoot children unless it is a stray bullet. Any police officer who will shoot a child who is below 18 years, my friend, the chances of that police officer being acquitted are almost zero. 4, any use of a firearm, even if there is no injury, shall immediately be reported to the officer's superior. 5, any use of a firearm that leads to death, serious injury, shall be reported to IPOA, and a police officer shall ensure he secures the place that scene happened. So, do the police follow these rules? We shall be looking at. We have given you the rules. As you are in the demonstrations, check this so that you report and gather evidence. But these questions, have they ever gone to the courts of law? Yes. In the last episode, we shall be looking at the authorities and the decisions of court. Very many cases went to court, and courts, from the Supreme Court down to the High Court, these questions have been dealt with, and you'll be shocked the findings of the High Court up to the Supreme Court. Wakili Dan Stenomari, always bringing you topical issues that are unfolding. Thank you.